Is your packaging the silent killer of your customer's first impression? That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Or
that's good. That's good.
stop losing sales, how a simple box can change everything.
Absolutely. That is good.
Or the last one, the moment of truth, what happens right after your customer clicks buy? Hmm.
That's right. And do you know for the first time, I am before we jumped on live, Jay moved a big box from behind me. I said, "Hey, can you come in here and move this big box?" It was a big box of all my engraved goods that I'm sending out to Chelsea in Ohio to photograph for me. And you know, this is the first time I sent my packaging to her to photograph. I thought it's a staple of my business. And she's got nothing to photograph. So I put in my new tissue paper. I put in some boxes. I put in some big boxes that have some ribbon on them. And I thought to myself, I can't believe I don't have any packaging on my website.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I I mean, talk prepping I wanted to have you on to talk about final packaging, but it
Mhm.
is truly embarrassing in our at 4 years maybe, I don't know where we're at exactly in this crazy roller coaster, but we literally have only final packaged earrings, nothing else. The thousands and thousands of dollars of things that we've sold, and I
Yes.
literally have not worked on final packaging. I admire what you do. Roy's got some great stuff that he does, but I don't know how it's something that we never actually really incorporated into our business.
Yeah, that's how Roy and I connected. We talked about packaging. So, and thank you again for introducing me to Roy at Next Level. I hope that everybody got an opportunity to meet Roy. He's so much fun and he does some amazing YouTube videos.
If you don't follow Roy, you definitely want to go follow Roy, the Industrial Fringe on YouTube. He is so entertaining. I
Yes.
We have got just a great connection. I wanted a video. I get the question every single day, "What is a hat clip? What is a hat clip?" And I gave Roy some pinpoint or some key points I wanted him to hit on, and he made that video. Like, the
Yes.
video is the perfect commercial for hat clips.
Yes, and that's how I got introduced to Roy was from that hat clip video, and I thought that was he does such a professional, great job, and it's so much fun to watch all those videos. So I have been going through all the conference interviews and
Yeah.
everything, and I really enjoyed my time with them too.
It is I've talked about it many times. I don't think we've necessarily talked about it, but in my journey, there have been these very pivotal moments of networking, connections. I was at LBX for the first time, and Will had posted on Facebook that he wasn't going to come for something was going on, but Will comes, and I just like practically bumped shoulders with him. He's like, "Oh, hey, you've got a profile picture with 4 daughters, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What? How do you even know who I am?" Emily is walking down the hall. Now, Emily, I've had quite a bit of interaction with on like TikTok and things like that. But Emily
Mhm.
comes walking in, and this is the not the most current LBX. This is the first one. Um, and she's like, "Oh, hey, Blake, where's Molly?" And I'm like, "How do you know my name?" And like, this is just it just blows my mind. But
Was that at the LBX in Peoria?
yeah, yeah. Were you at
Yes.
that one?
I was. Emily was the first person that I saw when I walked into LBX. We walked in the door, and Emily's like, "That girl looks familiar." And I was like, "Who's she talking to?" She's talking to me.
I
And
know.
then Cheyenne McPherson, she, and I always tell this story. I knew everybody. I felt like nobody knew me. And
Hmm.
she was in line with me at lunch and she's like, "Come eat with me and we'll sit with Mark and Will." And I was like, "And Mark and Will who?" Like trying to play dumb. She's like, "They're great. They're down to earth just like everybody else." And I was like, "Oh my goodness."
I
So
just
yeah, we all started somewhere.
I know it's been such a roller coaster, and I've met so many amazing people. I feel like Laura was there. Laura's watching. I met Stan probably for the first time there too, but
Yeah,
just so many key relationships.
I just had a great conversation. I don't want to divulge too much information. We're helping somebody in the community, and his generosity is
Yeah,
just over the top. And I really appreciate what he's doing for one of my group members.
that's awesome. Thank you, Stan.
Yes.
All right. Should we get it? Oh, well, I want to hit on one thing. So I've got it pinned as a comment, but the Michigan Maker Summit is coming up. This is the Michigan Maker Summit hat. You can order this on the website to pick up on site or ship to you if you'd like. But if you join the Michigan Maker Summit Facebook group, post a picture of your final packaging, good, bad, ugly, or none like mine. I got no final packaging. Post a picture, and I'm going to give away some free mix packs. And I'll pick some people who post their picture over in the Michigan Maker Summit Facebook group.
Yeah, and
So,
I'll piggyback on that, and I'll let Blake choose. And if you want to choose a winner, I will give a $50 Amazon gift card so you
wow.
can buy some packaging materials from his friend.
Maybe Molly, can you make sure you get in on that? It really you like Roy, you and Roy, man. It's embarrassing. We need to work on it.
I think in the community, people are really up in their game. Somebody
Mhm.
posted today in the group, and it was just a JDS slate and rubber wood charcuterie board, and she put some cellophane on it, and she put some thick black ribbon. I was like, "Oh, so
That's
good!"
nice.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, actually, there is one time we did a realtor basket where we Michigan themed it and we did cellophane it and everything. I think we bought all the stuff to do the cellophane regularly and we only did one.
Yeah. Well, we have to do what works for us and what we like to do. And that's one of the things that, like, when people get into packaging, I follow, oh gosh, I won't be able to tell you who it is now, Giftagram. And she does these fantastic little cutout printed tags. And I'm always like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to print these tags. I think, and I bought all of her tags on Etsy. And I was like, I'm going to start doing this. And I made a little teacher tag and I put it on a little coffee mug and I sent it to her. I said, "What do you think?" She's like, "Bravo, A plus." I was like, "Yes." And I was like, I never did any more because I don't like cutting paper. So we have to do what works for us, or we're not going to stick with it.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
I got some simple tasks that doesn't require a lot that anybody could do.
Yeah. And I
So
think, from the wholesaler perspective, I think, I'd almost like to start incorporating some things. I love teaching good, better, best. So I could see
yeah.
doing some packaging, kind of like MakerFlow does, where let's say it has a wallet, a belt, a hat, or a hat clip, or something like that. Getting some packaging like that. That's definitely something I'd like to work on.
Oh yeah, that would be so cool. People
Mhm.
love a gift box, like a full of goods. I've been using bakery boxes that have the windows in them. I've
Oh,
been putting fluff, and then we've just been putting all of this. We've just been putting like all these goods in this creative little bakery box with a window. And I'll send all this stuff to my mom. It's like, "Hey, do your magic. Use
mm,
a bakery box," and she sends them back to me, and I was like, "Whoa!" Every single time, I'm still
really?
impressed.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
Victor said he almost makes him want to sell actual physical products so he can work with packaging.
Yeah, I was laughing the other night. Victor jumped over to the X Tool Live with me,
Okay.
and he's like, "Oh," so I kind of laughed out loud when I saw his comment. Yeah, so I was on X Tool Live on Monday, and tonight I'm representing Eon as in this live. So those are two of the companies that I'm affiliated with that have been extremely great to me and my group and have helped me grow my business.
I love them both as well. I was trying to get who was the first rep that was there at Next Level? I cannot think of his name.
For X Tool,
Yeah, no, for Eon.
um, at Next Level, Martin.
Yes, Martin.
Yeah.
So he is going to be in Michigan, like either right now or in the near future. So I was trying to coordinate him coming to the summit, but we couldn't line that up.
Martin is a great guy. He's actually not my sales rep. My
Oh,
sales rep is Sarah Waddell, and when you work with these people, you form relationships, and I feel like Sarah is a friend of mine. We
yeah.
go through life experiences together. She
Mhm.
just had another baby.
Oh, man.
So when I got my first baby, Mira 9, she had Jackson, and she just had her second baby and my Redline kid. Oh, I'm trying to think like how old are my machines? Well, Jackson is 3. It's so funny that I know how old my machines are based upon Sarah's babies. But
That's
even though Martin is not my sales rep, I know I can just pick up the phone, send him a text, and he's right there.
Jacob says he loves his shrink wrap machine.
Oh
Um,
yes.
so I just used a heat gun, but I don't know anything about a shrink wrap machine. Do you use a machine or do you use a heat gun?
So you need a heat gun too.
Okay.
So what you do with shrink wrapping is, and this is one thing that I have all the setup, but like
Mhm.
I said, you have to do it right for you, what you like to do, and it looks great. And a lot of my group does shrink wrap. You do need to get I can't think of the name of it just heats the ends and it seals the ends of the shrink wrap, and then you take a heat gun and tighten it all up. It's really fun. It's really
Hmm.
fun to use, but I don't always like to shrink wrap, so I use a ton of cellophane. So, like for instance, got some stuff just sitting out here. Um, you could shrink wrap like a board like this,
Wow.
but I just used some cellophane and we wrapped it like a present and just added some grosgrain ribbon. So I'm going back and forth. Grosgrain ribbon costs a little bit more than satin ribbon. Satin ribbon is pretty cheap. You can get satin ribbon off of Amazon, and like this ribbon here is about an inch and a half. I think this is
Hmm.
an inch and a half. I just ran out. I gotta order some more. But yeah, I mean it's all about the final touches and
Yeah.
put your sticker on it. You got stickers, Blake?
No. See,
Oh, Blake.
that's what I'm saying. All around, we need to be better. We get some things from Katie from time to time, and you
Mhm.
open up that box from Monarch Pine. It's got the person who packed the package. It's got a note. I'm like, Katie, why do you got to make me look like this? Somebody
It's
opens
got a
my
little
package,
jewelry.
they get their pack of hat clips, and that's it.
Yeah, hers has the jewelry box and the pink tissue and
Hmm.
the stickers, and I know that Stephanie from the Country Porch Swing has been cutting stickers for Katie,
Yeah,
and they're holographic and
yeah,
they're little butterflies, the same monarch pine, and it's just like they look so good.
yeah.
I get my stickers. So I started getting my stickers when I first started with Primary Market from Berlin, from Printfire. He's been really good to me.
Okay.
Um, but there's a bunch of people in our community that, I always went to U printing prior.
Yeah,
I do pay a little bit more for Berlin's stickers. I just feel like we're supporting other small businesses that support us in our community. So I do support, I would rather support small than a big corporation,
yeah,
but his stickers are always centered and
yeah.
there's no mistakes. Like you have those real people that really care about their business, and he just makes really good stickers.
Nice. Yeah, I would same thing. So for the upcoming summit, so Maria made the hat. Jim in our groups, he's making our badges, and I'm actually having him put his logo on the back. I've got some different members that are making me hats that's going to have their logo on one side and mine on the other. Just really promoting, that community and everybody kind of working together. I don't know if you had seen, I'm sure you saw it on something, but kind of the slogan for the summit is going to be design your blueprint, build your foundation, and find your people.
Nice.
Yeah.
I saw those badges. Those badges look sweet.
Yeah.
This past weekend, we had a lot of conversations about upgrading to a commercial UV printer.
Oh,
And it's tough. It
Steve's
is,
gonna be there, right?
it's Steve from PDS.
PDS. Yeah.
Oh
So,
yeah.
well,
I
Steve
talked
actually isn't going to be there, but PDS is going to be there. To
PDS is
me,
gonna,
they're just like one and the same.
yes. I talked to Trevor the other day. Great, amazing information. I
Mhm.
talked to Samita the other day. Amazing information. I was like, when I talked to Samita, I was like, yes, this is what I'm gonna do. And then Trevor was like, oh wait a second, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. And it's like, are we there? do we need this? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just like pump the brakes.
Mhm.
It's so hard to make those decisions, and they're also passionate about what they do, what they have to offer,
Yeah.
and they know their stuff.
Oh, they
So
really do.
yes. So I mean, I've learned a lot in the past couple days. I'm running some Epsons upstairs at the moment.
Okay.
Just a little, and people ask me about the Epson. I love it. I've been printing some acrylic photo frames tonight. I could pay off the Epson just by doing acrylic photo frames
Yeah.
and printing on those. But the limitations are the bed size is small and there's
Mm,
no rotary. But
mm.
it's a perfect machine to test the waters to see if you even like UV printing. So I went
Yeah.
sublimation and I went to the Epson, and now we're like, are we there? I'm not sure that we're there yet. So,
Yeah. It's kind of the same for us because it's more of a tool for us. It's not something we need for we're doing less and less B2C, so it's not something that I need for production by any means, but I want to be able to demonstrate on our products, what UV printing looks like. So that's why we have the UFI coming.
yes, I mean it's a great supplement. So, like
Yeah.
for instance, I'm really prepared today. Like I'm just like pulling stuff off my dining room table that we're packaging up. But like for instance, this is probably backwards on your
Shadow
screen.
box. No, look, it's
Yeah,
good.
but like the shadow box here, this was UV printed on some True Flat, and we just Gorilla glued it to the back.
Very nice.
So I mean, you can engrave this, and it's funny because you get a UV printer because you want to print color, and I print so much black. Like, oh, whatever, you know. But it prints fast and it's nice and clean, and we do a lot of little printing, but
Okay.
you
What's the
know,
bed size on the Epson?
it's an A4, so it's like 8.5 by 11, so it's just like a standard piece of paper,
Okay.
which I don't think I work big. But there's some opportunities that came up, and that's why we're like, we keep saying no to a lot of jobs.
Mhm.
Okay, are we going to outsource those jobs or are we going to do it ourselves?
Yeah.
So, we had some really serious conversations, and it's a huge investment, and I was too emotionally attached and too emotional in those decisions. So I was like, okay, Jason, it's all you now.
And it's
But
hard, as we grow these connections too, like you said, with PDS, with Steve, with Sumida,
yes,
LogoJet, like how do you and maybe that's a legitimate offline conversation we actually need to have because it's definitely something I'm struggling with sometimes now. But
absolutely.
how do you it's not like I like anyone any, less than another, but it's tough sometimes.
Right. It is tough. And it's just like it's a huge investment.
Yeah.
So, I don't envy anybody that needs to make that decision right now. I think we still have some time.
Yeah.
But so yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
where
agree.
that's where we are.
I think everybody said to me, because I said, "Oh yeah, we've got the Eufy coming." Oh, that's a dirty word. And I'm like, I don't need production. I don't need a big bed. I don't need a big machine. I need something that can sit on the desk that I can
Yeah,
um, print on, print on a wallet or a belt or all these things. I just want people to show that it works.
right. Absolutely. And that's what I feel like, in my group, I like to pull in people that have experience with these machines because I don't. And it's just like, for instance, with Xtool's been really great to me, and I've purchased Xtool machines. I've been given some as well. And my last affiliate manager is like, why aren't you into the P2? And I said, because I have some wonderful CO2s. I don't need another one, you
Yeah.
know. And well, you need to show your community. And I was like, but I have a wonderful Mirror 9.
Mhm.
And then I realized there's so many people that have questions about the P2 and there's in the P3, and I can't answer them. So I do have a P3 coming on Friday.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I do.
I didn't know
I
that.
finally was like, okay, let's do this.
Have
So
the
it is going to
features
come on
look
Friday.
the features it has look very cool. Like, I
Yes.
normally those bells and whistles, I'm just kinda like, "Eh, I don't need that. I don't need that." But It was very cool. You put it in, self levels to the material. The light on the lid when it tells you, what is that light telling you that your material's in place, or okay, it's got a clear picture maybe? I don't
Hey,
remember.
don't put me on the spot. I've been so busy, but it's like I need that. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. And that's one of I know this is all about packaging, but I think these are serious conversations that,
Oh,
we have in our community. I that I have a relationship with Maker Flow, and
yeah.
I looked to them for business advice, and he's
Mhm,
like, you don't want to have a morgue of lasers because you're going to be focusing on your UV printers now. Where are
yeah,
you at in your business? And how
mhm,
much do you need to make? And I said, well, I don't know if I can make that a day. And they're like, yeah, you can. Do you want to? And I was like, oh, okay. You know,
mhm.
so many decisions. But that's the stuff that's fresh on my mind right now.
Jacob said the
So
light I was describing is when it's taking a picture of your material. So
is
it's
it,
pretty cool. I was
yeah,
pretty
Jacob knows this stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Jacob and Ben are my go-to. They'll both be at the Michigan Maker Summit.
nice.
Victor
Yes.
says he's got FOMO. He's working with this 6-year-old Glowforge.
Oh my gosh. He's doing all that work on a Glowforge?
I somehow, how is he doing that? Did you see that clock he posted?
Yes. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean,
You
that
know,
was like 3 feet.
it is so cool. I cannot wait to see a finished product. And all those handbags.
Mhm.
I can't believe he's running a Glowforge. But
Incredible.
that's great. I would have my Glowforge if it didn't fall off the table and shatter into a million pieces. The garage door hooked the table. It was a freak accident, and it fell on his face. And I was
You
like,
want a
right
new
there.
laser.
I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah. I can't see any comments on my end. I don't know if I'm on the right.
You
Um
got it on Facebook. Great Lakes Laser Supply is where you would see the
there
comments.
you are.
Jeff
There you
said
are.
UV can help with the packaging so that it fits.
Yeah. I'm reading some of these now. So Jacob, our paths crossed and crossed and crossed. And like finally at next level, I was like, I'm Catherine. And he's like, oh my gosh, it's just like we never ever made a connection. But I mean, what a good guy, and he's so knowledgeable of his
Yeah,
stuff. So yeah.
he really is. He bailed me out at next level last year. I ran out of hat clips. Yeah, I think I ran out of hat clips. So I went up to him. I didn't know him. I said, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you engrave my logo on some hat clips for me?" And he was more than happy to help me out, and he helped me out, and that's where things started, and then kind of connected on Facebook, and now we probably talk, especially leading up to the summit. We probably talk almost every day.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's funny how we find our people.
Yeah.
And those are our go-to people that we trust and we rely on. And there's just so many. uh, I always say I don't have a lot of friends because I have such a close family, but like I have some friends that are from the laser community that I really rely on for advice and help in consultation. And I'd be lost without them.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. Even like you and I feel like before we had a normal conversation, I feel like we were sending some Facebook voice messages to each other, and it was like it's sometimes like we all know each other so well from online. It's like I felt like we knew each other. We were having a normal friend conversation, and we'd never really talked on the phone or something like that. It's very strange,
I
but
know. And I
I
felt
love
like at next level this year is when I really met you. And I was
yeah,
like, but everybody knows Blake, you know,
yeah.
because you are so interactive and you're so supportive and you always give credit where credit's due. And just interacting with our posts and liking and commenting, like you don't know what that means to all of us. It
Yeah.
to help in our engagement, we see you, we see what you're doing, and we
Oh,
appreciate you very, very much.
thanks. Somebody, Katie, we just met recently. I cannot think. She just did the giveaway yesterday. I cannot think of her last name, but she said, "Hey, yeah, post in my group about the summit." And I said, "Well, I always try to interact at least 10 times before I post something in somebody's group." Um,
Yeah, that's what you said to me too.
so I don't ever, I don't want to be somebody who just kind of posts something like salesy. Yes,
Mhm.
especially with the summit, I feel like I've been more salesy than normal. Um, but I always try to make sure that I've interacted at least 10 times in a group. So when I get up in the morning and I kind of have my to do list, it's I'm gonna go in your group. Is there some comments that I can interact with and people that I can answer questions? And I'm going to, Lens Digital, Pyburn, or I'm going several groups, just hitting them up, answer some questions before I'm ever kind of trying to sell something.
Right. And it's just like we all know how busy everybody is. Mark Collier's coming off of that conference.
Hmm.
And there's been many times in this week that he's just like, elaborate a little bit more, tell us a little bit more about what you need, and we can help you. And it's just like, how busy people are.
Yeah.
And to have them interacting in our groups that, aren't even their groups, it's just like, thank you. That's
Hmm.
that's so helpful.
Hmm.
And in cheering other people on and giving them credit for like, oh wow, that was a good idea. That's really cool. I like
Yeah.
how you did that. It just makes them feel really good. That's the main reason I started my group because I'd be posting in the Glowforge group like, I got this idea and I think you're gonna like it. And it just really built me up. So I started my group with 5 people.
Nice.
Here we are.
Let's
So
hit on some final packaging. I like to keep
but
these lives kind of short and sweet so that they're kind of informational and we're not trying to drag on for an hour or anything like that. So I try to keep it to about 30 minutes.
you got
Um,
it.
if we go a little over, that's fine too. But so packaging, you know,
Yes.
what I think, do I go the route with like this hat clips? Our biggest seller is hat clips, and we're constantly filling packages with hat clips. Do I go the route with like Katie Monarch Pine, where she has that nice box? Like, I think that's kind of what I've been thinking about. I just have been too busy with trying to do, always doing one more thing. But I think I could see some good packaging there, and I think that could be an opportunity.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
So you sent me some hat clips about this time, and I embarrassed to say about a year ago,
Yeah,
because it was around football time, and I put everybody's football numbers on
yeah,
their hat clips. And life gets busy, but and I was like, I'm gonna go find a hat clip and show Blake how I would do that. Of course, I sold them all.
yeah,
I have to. I was looking at your Great Lakes Laser Supply today, and I was like, I need this, and I need this, and I need this, and the leatherette bookmarks.
yeah. Those sold out
Those,
at Next Level. I did not think those were going to sell.
oh yeah, they want those.
Yeah,
I'm an Amazon affiliate, and I
yeah,
push my Amazon, but don't buy leatherette from Amazon. It's
yeah,
never laser safe,
yeah.
and don't buy acrylic from Amazon either. So, seeing those leather bookmarks, I was like, yes, this is what our community needs. So I kind of like improvised and
Yeah.
thought, how would I sell one of Blake's hat clips? What did I do last year when I sold those off? So our school colors are navy blue and gold.
Mhm.
So I'm doing prom charms. I made just like a blanket tag. I made that up.
Yeah.
I made up a flower charm years ago because
Yeah.
I had scrap that I didn't know what to do with. So I was cutting
Mm.
acrylic flower charms. So this is a flower charm that I am doing.
Nice.
So it's upside down. It's just a little metal. I engraved it on my F1 Ultra. And I think this is kind of symbolic of your hat clip.
Yeah.
These organza bags are 7 cents.
Mhm.
So I have my little card, my 50 card in there. It's 10% off of their next purchase online. I got a piece of candy because who doesn't like candy? Of
Yeah.
course, if you're getting equipment from Lens Digital, you're gonna get gummy bears. If you're getting primary market, you're getting a little lemon candy. But I just think like if you have something just like a little organza bag,
Yeah.
it just really ups your packaging. So I just made 75 keychains for suicide prevention run walk. And so we put the keychains in here. Their theme is sunflowers. So we put them in a yellow organza bag, put the
Nice.
keychain in there. We put our business card in there. They're gonna put their business card in there. And it looks super cute
Yeah.
for next to nothing.
Yeah.
It's just that final touch. So we at the parochial high school are blue and gold. Ottawa High School is red. So when they come to pick up their flower charms, I'm just gonna tell them they're out there. Come and get them. You can leave money. I'm not even putting them on my website because they go that fast.
Okay.
So over, I'll probably sell about probably like 150, 200 homecoming time, prom time. As we're sitting here, I just had a mother contact me. She's like, I need four. I need four. I was like, I got you. But I sell them for $10 a piece.
Oh,
We just
really?
make a bunch of them and they tie them to the base of their flowers. Now, not all schools across the nation do homecoming flowers, but we do in the Midwest. So,
Uh,
but I got oh, even like little elastics. These little elastics you can get from Uline really cheap. You can get
oh
them from
my
Amazon.
gosh, that's
This
incredible.
it's a
Those are
7 cent.
just details that
Uh,
are just way beyond me. Like,
you
I
can
wouldn't even
do
think
this,
of that.
but I'm telling you, keep it simple and do what's right for you.
Yeah.
So Blake reached out. Do you want to contribute anything? I thought, what can I contribute? So everybody's going to get a box. Of course, I don't have it. They're all upstairs waiting to go, and they're not black because we're going into Christmas season. They're a shimmery red, and they're so nice. So
That's
everybody's
awesome.
going to get a craft box, and in the craft box, you're going to get a piece of ribbon. You're going to get an ornament that you have to do something with.
Okay.
So here's some little shiplap little ornaments we cut. So we got some maple, this is actually some true flat. We got some white. Some of the boxes will have leatherette ornaments, and some of the boxes are going to have slate from Slate Works, who does Virginia Mine Slate, and Robbie from SlateWorks.com is
Oh,
incredible.
I
He's going
I
to be
saw.
at Samita's. Yeah, he's going to be at Samita's meetup this weekend. So I'm a little envious that they get to meet Robbie in person. But he said he was traveling through. I was like, hey, our friends at Homebound are having a meetup. I'm sure that they would love to have you. And he's like,
Yeah.
he's super excited to go to.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
yeah,
Victor asked, "Do you think packaging should be geared towards who's buying the product?"
I think so. If it's a product that's geared towards a male population, more masculine, I'm going to use twine.
Okay.
Um, and if it's going to be a more feminine product, I'm going to use ribbon.
Okay.
And I know that like a lot of the majority of men, I don't want to stereotype, but the majority of men, they don't care, but I do, and the
Yeah.
gift giver does.
Yeah.
So I try to, um, even if it's some thick twine, or you can get twine from the $1.25 store.
Yeah.
You can just go and get a thing of twine and tie twine on stuff, and it still has that finishing touch.
Yeah, I agree. Those are good touches. Katie Bully said that she just started doing the homecoming flowers this past school year.
Oh, good.
I don't know what she means by PNW. PNW. I don't know.
I don't know. Do you want to know what my mother said today? I don't
What's
know
that?
what the she came in the kitchen. She goes 5'6". I said it's 6'7". You ever heard that before? Have you heard that in your house yet, Blake?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had to be the one to Google it.
Oh, I do too. I teach high schoolers. I didn't had no idea why they're laughing at me.
Mm.
So,
Will says Pacific Northwest.
well, okay. Yep. So did Victor.
So I think definitely after talking about it is something that I've got to do. I think you guys need to hold me accountable. Let's shoot for if I could have something in place, I think for packaging by the end of the year, that'd be nice. I've got a ton of other things in the works, but I really would, especially for hat clips, maybe a one box that holds 1 to 4 10 packs of hat clips, just to give it a nice little touch. Victor actually worked on a design for me. That just kind of explains the hat clip. Where does it go on a hat? Sometimes when I give a hat clip to
Oh,
somebody, they're like this, they just put it right on the front, kind of like that. I'm like, that's not how it goes. But how are they supposed to know when I'm trying to invent something here or make it a
yeah.
thing?
But I mean, it is cool, and you can really upsell a hat for nothing,
Yeah.
you know, and you can engrave them so quickly, they engrave so nicely. You know, it's just like, why don't I have these? I'll put in my order. So I'll put in, you hold me accountable to put in my hat clip order. I'll hold you accountable to get some elastics. I'll bring you a handful of my red ones. They're so
Okay.
cool.
Why don't we just trade when
So
you're here?
yeah. One of the things I am going to do is have a little contest with our ornaments, you know, and if we want to post in the group, whoever gets the most likes will get an Amazon gift card.
Okay. I did not.
So
It's pinned in the bottom, and in case anybody didn't see it, join the Michigan Maker Summit Facebook group. Post a picture of your final packaging, whether it is non-existent or it is. Just post a picture, and you'll be entered to win.
yeah, awesome.
Anything else
Yeah,
you want? What else you got coming up? Any more X-Tool lives? Any special events? You've got your P3 coming on Friday. What else?
Maker Summit on the 27th. This week, and we have a benefit. There's a concert that we are going to. You know, I think that that's important when you are selling to your community to get out in your community
Yeah.
and show your support. We have a little craft fair called the First Friday, last Friday. It's a Friday. And they block up the streets, and it's such a phenomenal event. And they're going to have their last one for the season this Friday. And I thought, you know, we haven't been down there. I think it's so important to go show your community involvement.
Yeah.
In the slate ornaments that they bringing to the summit, we put a map on those last year, and we sold them to the city of Ottawa, and a portion of those sales went back to the city of Ottawa, and you know they use them for fireworks. And I just think that, you know, when you are a business in the town, and you know, I just think it's so important to give back. If you're doing stuff for the schools, I think it's important to give back to the schools, you know, when they need raffle items, or you know, if you're a student in need, or you know, even in our maker community, you know, when
Yeah.
people are supporting us, and things happen, like I opened with tonight, that I got a message from a group member that
Mhm.
experienced, you know, an awful event, and I said, we all come together to help the community. How
Yeah.
can we help you? And it doesn't really seem like she's taken any handouts. Maybe just kind of like wrapping her head around all this. But I thought, we come together as
Yeah.
a community, and we're here to help, you know.
Let's
So
definitely touch on that while you're here because I've got some ideas.
okay, awesome.
Well, thank you for coming on and just chatting about final packaging and convincing me that it's something that we need to do. Although I already knew that, I need to be better about it. Got to make time. Got to be
Yeah.
intentional.
But you know, I appreciate you wanting me to come on, Blake, and I appreciate everything that you do for our community.
No problem. I feel blessed to be here with you and everybody else. Just love helping everybody. That's all I got. You guys have a good night. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to join the Michigan Maker Summit Facebook group. Share a picture of your final packaging, and we will give out some hat clips and a gift card, an Amazon gift card as well from Catherine. Thank you,
Yes.
and have a good night.
Thanks, guys.